Another important thing is that Scott Besant is the one who is leading the US team in China. Scott Besant is the Treasury Secretary. This goes against protocol because it's usually the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, and the National Security Advisor, who also happens to be Marco Rubio. This team is the one that sets the agenda for the US-China visit. Because it's Scott Besant, we can probably guess that this is probably going to be an economic negotiation. And the focus will be on finance. Basically, what America wants is for China to open up its financial sector for companies like BlackRock and Blackstone to come in to sell financial instruments to Chinese people, okay? That's what America wants. And we'll talk about more about this as we go along. All right, let's continue. Okay, so in the geopolitical landscape, it seems as though America is trying to contain China. So this is Tehran, and this is what China's trying to do. China's trying to build a high-speed rail network from Beijing all the way across Central Asia and into Europe. Okay, this is a land route that Beijing wants to take in order to maintain trade with Europe. As you can tell from this map, Tehran is the pivot or the hub of this trade network. Okay, without Tehran, Beijing could not access Europe. And then Moscow also sees Tehran as very important as well for its north-south trade axis. Without Tehran, Beijing is completely reliant on Russia. Beijing does not want to become reliant on Russia. Beijing sees itself as the third axis of power in the world. All right, you have the United States, you have Russia, and then you have China. From a geopolitical perspective, China doesn't want to become partners with either the United States or Russia. It wants to become independent. It wants to create its own sphere of influence. Okay, and that's why Iran is very, very important. So a lot of geopolitical analysts believe that Beijing is forced to support Iran in this war. And what I want to show you is that's not actually the case. All right? China may want to become independent of the United States and Russia, but it cannot actually. All right. Now, there's a rumor a couple of days ago that one deal that Trump and Xi will sign in Beijing is Xi Jinping will commit $1 trillion investment into America, primarily factories that manufacture EV cars. This is a huge deal, okay? And Laura Ingraham, who works at Fox News, she thinks it's a bad thing. She thinks that this is about China coming in and trying to buy out the United States. As I'll show you later, this is retarded. Okay, I think this deal will happen, but this is a deal that shows that China is ultimately dependent on America as opposed to China wants to take over America.